Hello and welcome to Nature Day's Outdoor Learning Resources. Now my challenge for you today is to create your own Geographical Information System or GIS. Now that might sound really scary and really technical, but it doesn't have to be. You use GISs probably all the time, and the most popular one that you've probably used is something called Google Maps. So if you look on Google Maps, find your location, there's lots of information which is inside that map that you can then find out. So you are going to try and generate your own geographical information system. Now we're going to do this old school, the simple way first of all, and for that you will need a mobile phone, a map of your garden or your school grounds. If you're not sure how to make one of these, then look at my YouTube video of how to make a map. And if you want, you can use a recording sheet as well. This is available on the Nature Days blog. Now we are going to do a geographical survey of the microclimate around your area. Now you will need a phone which has got some particular apps on it, but they're all free, and if you haven't got them you can download them. One of the ones we're going to use is one for measuring levels of light, and you need a lux meter. Now you can find a lux meter at the App Store and they're all free, so download a lux meter. So your lux meter will tell you how much light there is coming down into your garden or your school ground. So once you've got your lux meter downloaded, what you're going to do is you're going to wander around your garden or your school grounds and you are going to measure the light levels in different locations. When you get to a location, you get your light meter, then write down the value on your map where you actually are. So you get lots of different values in the different locations around your garden. There is another way you can do it. You can use the results sheet that's on the Nature Days blog, and where you get to your location, if you write a description of your location here and then fill in the details for the light level where you get there. If you want to create your own interactive geographical information system, then you can download another app, but you do have to ask your school to do an ArcGIS account. It's free to all schools, but if you do that, then you can use Survey 123 to do all of this on one app on your phone. So once you've filled in this, or you've completed your map, you're then going to go to J2 Launch and you're going to create some graphs. So you can create some bar graphs. Along the x-axis, along the bottom will be your location. So it could be to the north of my house, or to the south of my house, or in the yard, or by the fence. Just come up with some names so you can identify your locations. Then print off your bars for the different levels of light. Print it out and cut out those rectangles, those columns. Then take your map of your garden or your school grounds and stick with glue those squares onto the right location where you took those readings. Now what you have created is your first ever Geographical Information System, or GIS. So what a GIS is, so what Google Maps actually is, it starts with a base map, which is what you've created here for your school or your garden. So we've got our base map. And what you do is you end up placing layers on top of that base map. And that first layer that you have cut and literally pasted onto your base map was your light level readings. So your cutting and pasting onto here has made another level of information, not just the location information, but the light level of information that's now on your map. If you want to add more layers, you could measure something else. So go round your ground or your gardens again, and you could measure something different. You could measure the temperature, or you could measure the wind speed. Again, don't need anything complicated in terms of equipment. Have a look at my YouTube video on how to measure wind speed, making your own equipment. So measure the wind speed around your garden or your school grounds, and again, you can either place it on top of your map directly or put it onto this microclimate results table in the temperature column, a row, and then print it out and then cut out Try and make it a different colour so you can identify it on your map, and then stick them on the different locations and make sure you make a nice legend so you can tell which is the light readings, which is the wind speed readings. So once you've done that, you now have your base layer of your base map. You have another layer, which is your lux meter, your light meter readings, and then another layer, which has got your wind meters, and you could do another survey to find out something else, like the temperature of the air or the temperature of the soil, or whether the ground is wet. You could use your information of your soil. Everything can be placed onto this to make a GIS. Now, if you think about cutting and pasting all of that information and sticking it on your map, after a while, this map is going to get very busy and very confusing and very difficult to actually find the information. And you won't be able to see things because things will be on top of each other. If you use a digital version like Survey 123 and ArcGIS, you can get it on a digital version. So ArcGIS does exactly the same as you've just done on your map. It uses a base map on a digital platform. You add your data, so you put all of your information on an Excel spreadsheet and save it as a CSV file. If you look on My Nature Days blog, you can see a template there for all the microclimate information. You could just add in your data and your locational data. Now, you do need to have an exact location, because if you put in on ArcGIS on a map of the world that it is in your garden behind your house, they won't know what you're talking about. So you need to find out an exact pinpoint location, and we use latitude and longitude to find that out. Again, you can use your phone for finding out your latitude and longitude. If you just go to your map setting, just the one that comes free with your phone, and then find where you are, there'll be a pin there. Hold down that pin, scroll down to the bottom, and it will say the latitude and the longitude. It's a very long number, but it will say something like 41 point, lots and lots and lots and lots of digits for your longitude, and then 05 point something something for your longitude. Put that information in to your Excel spreadsheet, and then the really amazing thing about ArcGIS, it will get that information and put it into the right location. And you can then decide how you want to present your data. You could change the colours of your bars. You could change them from not being bars to being symbols. So if you say wanted to do about the light, you could make them circles, make them yellow circles that represent the sun. And the smaller the yellow circle, the smaller or the lower the amount of lux, the lower the amount of sunlight. You could then add on top of that a different symbol for your other measurements. So for your wind speed, you could use a triangle, a blue triangle, and make it bigger or smaller depending on the wind speed. And all of that information can be shown on one interactive map so it doesn't get too messy and you can see it all together. And then you can print off, or you can just use it as an interactive map, and you could generate data over time, because of course those things, the microclimate, the wind speed, the light levels, the temperature, are changing day by day. So if you add on your Survey 123 survey form, or as one of your columns on your Excel worksheet, the time and date, you can add that as well, so you can find out how it's changing over the year. If you want to use ArcGIS and the Survey 123, on my blog I've created a survey that's accessible to all. All you have to do is take your phone, find a QR code scanner, scan it on the blog, and then straight away it will come up with the survey. You can go round your garden, it will come up with the location for you, the longitude and latitude. You just type in your values for the wind speed, the wind direction, or the temperature, or the lux, whatever you want to put in, and then it will upload it onto my ArcGIS account, so you can then share what it's like in your area. If you want more information on ArcGIS, then have a look on the blog, and then you can see where to download it. There's loads of tutorials on there. But this is a great starting point for you to start thinking about how to gather as much information about your garden as you can and putting it all together. Now, I'd love to see how you get on. So if you do generate any GISs which have been cut and pasted, please take some photos and upload them onto Twitter, #NatureDays or @DawnNatureDays. or you can put them on the Nature Days Facebook page. So I look forward to seeing what you make. And good luck with your geographical information systems, your GIS story, and your journey starts here.